Okay, so let's talk about pregnancy symptoms. The number one pregnancy symptom that comes to mind right now that I've experienced is baby brain. It's a very real thing. For example, this is the second time that I've recorded this video today. The first time it was 20 minutes long, probably too long, so everyone's win there. Yeah, the camera was facing the wrong way, which was so frigging annoying. But so then I went and had a nap and watched Summer House, had a cry, and here I am again. So let's see. So baby brain's real. Be nice to people that are pregnant because we're trying our best and it's really, really hard. Okay, so let's try and do a little bit of a logical structure through this. I think that's the best way to look at it. The thing about pregnancy is, for me personally, this is my personal journey. I just want to say, everyone's going to be a bit different. Some people might have no symptoms at all and have the best time and a perfect birth and everything's wonderful and their lives are blessed. Like, that's fantastic. But I am not one of those people. I've had a bit of a rough trot throughout this pregnancy, and I came into it pretty naive on what to expect. I haven't really known that many pregnant people. So yeah, it was all pretty new to me. My main exposure to pregnancy had been through television shows, and so I had an idea. Like, I knew that the first trimester was a bit rough, and that people were sick and that sort of stuff. But I thought that you got glowing hair, glowing skin and nails, and you looked real lush, and you know, for the most part, everything was real chill, and you got funny cravings and whatever. But that wasn't really just the case for me. Let's start at the beginning. So the way I found out I was pregnant, I had eaten an entire tub of Ben & Jerry's and I didn't feel sick. And I was like, that's weird. And then I just twigged, because my husband and I were trying at the time, and something just twigged, and I thought to myself, I'm pregnant. So in the beginning, I had this weird ability to digest large amounts of sugary and like junk foods that I might not have been able to digest to begin with. I did a pregnancy test because I always had them on hand, because like I said, we were trying, and the pregnancy test came up positive. I hadn't missed a period yet, so it was pretty early. It was just before 4 weeks, I think. So we couldn't really tell anyone, but I was so excited. I rang my parents straight away. I rang my sister. I told them straight away. I think I might have told a couple of friends as well. I'm not very good at keeping secrets. And we waited a little bit to tell everyone else. We told Jimmy's family after my blood test at the doctors confirmed that I was pregnant just before 4 weeks. And the doctor said to me that I shouldn't be experiencing any symptoms yet. And I could tell you that I don't know if it was just in my head or what, but I started to feel nauseous straight away. As soon as I got that positive pregnancy test, the nausea kicked in. And I don't know how much of that was mental, if I'm being completely honest, but I certainly didn't help myself in that respect. I really lent into it, and because we're all working from home, it's hard to sort of escape your own mind, and you know, I'd just be lying there like, oh, woe is me, that sort of a thing. The other thing that was quite rough for me in the beginning was coming off my antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, or either coming off or going down in the dose that I was taking. So on top of having those first trimester symptoms like nausea and vomiting and all that wonderful stuff, I also was having these horrible head spins, which are just starting to come back now in the 3rd trimester. Woohoo! And I was also having withdrawals from those anti-anxiety and antidepressant medicines. Again, my doctor told me to go off those medications for the sake of my pregnancy. Your doctor might say something different, I don't know, but it's worth talking to them about maybe before you get pregnant as well, because I don't know why I didn't even think about that. Like, it seems really obvious, but it wasn't something that had occurred to me. So on top of feeling physically very ill, I was also feeling mentally drained, and I was just so ill. I remember I'd cry in the shower, and my husband would come in and check on me, and you know, he'd be like, you okay? And I'd be like, what have we done? This is horrible. I can't do this. I'm not strong enough to do this. This is horrible. I'm going to include some pictures on the side probably have already noticed because I would have already put them in by now. Excuse me, burping again, of, you know, sort of what I looked like at the different phases that I'm talking about. The funniest thing is though that I really thought that I had a belly during this period. I actually lost weight and I was so proud of my little belly. Everywhere we went, I was having my hands on it, you know, like, even though I was so sick, I was still like, you know, still have that excitement. And so I had my hands on my belly everywhere that we went, and it must look so weird. Posted pictures. I don't think I posted anything on Instagram on this time because I know you're not meant to be public. But another thing that I did a little bit differently was I told my friends very early on, probably about maybe 10 weeks. Like, I know that's so early. We hadn't even had the first scan yet, and I reached out and told a close group of friends in a group chat because obviously some people I told over the phone, but you know, I'm very close to my friends and we share a lot and we help each other through a lot of things. And I didn't think, like, you know, if something went wrong, I didn't want to have to go through that on my own. And that was my personal thinking on the matter. Some people just prefer to keep it between them and their partner if something goes wrong, like God forbid. But me personally, like I said, I can't really keep a secret. And I would have needed that support from them. So I told them very early on. And also then it was really good because I could whinge the whole way through about how horrible everything was. I remember setting up a press conference for work and like having the laptop propped next to me and then vomiting into the toilet and then going back to work and then vomiting into the toilet and then trying to work. And I've been very lucky that I was able to work from home through that period. I don't know how people push through and go into the office, like, blows my mind. Or even like physical jobs when you're going through that period, like, oh my God, I have no idea how people do it. The second trimester was less rough. I was counting down the days until I would reach the second trimester because I just wanted to feel better so badly. I couldn't drink anything. I don't think I got any weird cravings in the first trimester. I couldn't drink anything. Pretzels, salty pretzels really helped, and frozen grapes. These were two things that kind of got me through that period where I couldn't really eat anything. Salty pretzels, frozen grapes, and Sprite, full sugar Sprite, which is something that I never drank really much before. It was a struggle not drinking coffee as well, not drinking caffeine. And to be honest with you, I have actually struggled not drinking through this pregnancy. It's hard. I miss having a drink. It was a big part of my social life and a big part of just my life in general, especially after a year in quarantine. We're really relying on alcohol just to sort of unwind after you finish work. So I had to establish new habits. And so I was really relying a lot on Sprite to get me through those times. I know there's a lot of really good non-alcoholic drinks out there these days, Heineken Zero being one that I have gotten into later part of my pregnancy, but yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, unfortunately. But obviously, you know, you do what's best for your baby. It's not forever. So second trimester, I did start to feel a bit better, but it wasn't until about I reached the 12-week mark. I think it's the 12-week mark. That's the second trimester. I reached that, whatever the second trimester mark is, and I didn't feel better immediately. So obviously I was just like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. This is horrible. I'm never going to feel better. I'm going to feel horrible the whole 42 weeks or whatever the heck it is. And about 17, maybe week 16, I started to actually feel better and the nausea went away. And God, that was good. And then I was starting to get cravings. I had really strong cravings for raspberries and fresh fruit. I had a lot of cravings for ice cream, sweet things. I've always been the biggest sweet tooth, have not been able to stomach anything sweet throughout this pregnancy, except for ice cream. I still try, even though it leaves this horrible taste in my mouth, which is such a weird pregnancy symptom, but you get these horrible tastes in your mouth that you just can't get rid of. It makes everything just so yucky. And to be honest, that horrible taste is not really left throughout the whole pregnancy so far. So even though the nausea went away and the head spins felt better for that time period, head spins so bad that all I could do was just lie in bed with my eyes closed, listening to like YouTube videos and stuff. You know, they got a little bit better. That horrible taste is still there. It tastes like you've been sucking on dirty money, like dirty, like gold coins or something. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, obviously I've never sucked on dirty gold coins, but but that's what I imagine it would taste like, or like licking a dirty like metal thing. I don't know. It's gross. It's gross. It makes everything taste gross. And after I've had a sweet thing, it makes it worse. But mentally, I'm still like, I need those sweet things. So like, you know, over Easter, I went like smashed all these chocolates and whatever, and still got those horrible tastes in my mouth. But ice creams have been really good. Heartburn did come on pretty strong the second trimester. There's been good things too. Like, it's nice that let me really delve into the depths of my brain. Picking a name was fun. That's not really a pregnancy symptom. It's nice that everyone in our family is so excited about it. Like, I'm still trying to think of, in the second trimester as well, obviously they start moving. All my placenta is in my back, so I felt him, baby Finn, kicking from quite early on. It's weird. It's, you know what, actually a cool thing is seeing them on the first 12-week scan, and it's like a whole little baby that's inside of you. Like, that's insane when you actually see it and you recognize it as a baby. That's cool. Surreal, I say, would be a better term than cool, actually. That actually helped me get through that week of nausea, knowing like that he was in there, and that was pretty exciting, actually. But yeah, so the heartburn, he was starting to move a bit, which I have all these nightmares about him breaking through my skin. I still have them, like little arms like coming through my skin, and yeah, it feels like little like eels squirming around at first. He's much bigger now, so I quite often feel his head or his foot or something. I know exactly what's pushing through my skin at that point. It's such a weird thing to say. But something nice is that now he actually reacts to things. That, like, if I'm singing, I sing him Beatles songs because they're the only songs I know off by heart, and he reacts to those. He reacts to his dad's voice. He reacts to my husband, his dad playing the guitar, which is really sweet. And I think maybe he reacts to the dogs. I'm not 100% sure. We went to the dog park today and he was rolling around a lot, so that was very sweet. Once you, yeah, if anything, it gets easier. Well, I don't know if it gets easier the bigger he gets, but anyway, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. You just get used to it, I guess, is a better way to put it. So yeah, the second trimester was pretty, like, it was fine. Mentally, I felt well enough to be wanting to do things and like moving around and whatnot. I felt a little bit more like I can do this. The first trimester, started to fade a little bit. Like, I started to forget how sick I was. So I can totally believe everything already that everyone says, that you forget how hard pregnancy is and when you want a second one. I cannot imagine doing this again. I'm not a strong enough person to do it again. God bless, I'm not religious, but bless or whatever, you amazing women that go out there and do it more than once. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. I already know that. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But I really feel like this has been one of the toughest things I've ever done, if I'm being really honest. Oh, he's moving around now, which is it's worth it for you, baby Finn. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Being brutally honest, sometimes it feels like it's so rough. You're like, why did I do this? But it'll be, yeah, I haven't even had the kid yet, so I know that we've got a rough couple of years ahead of us. Yeah, so the third trimester, so that was the second trimester. Starting to feel like mentally you could do things, but physically you're really like, it's quite slowing down a lot. It feels like you've got a water balloon strapped to your chest. Strapped to your stomach. So bending over, it becomes like quite difficult. I'm really getting my squats in. I've tried to do yoga a few times, but I'm just so sick all the time and lazy, if I'm being 100% honest. Even if I'm not sick, I'm very lazy. And so I haven't really been doing that much yoga. I did put on a lot of weight quite quickly. I think I put on 14 kilos really early on in the second trimester. So I'd gone from losing a bit of weight to then just like snap, and I had a little belly quite early on in the second trimester. Well, it felt like a belly to me. I noticed it, and then it got quite big and round quite early on. I've seen a lot of people where they grow quite large in the third trimester, but for me it really came on in the second trimester. He is a giant baby as well. We've been told that he is a giant baby. which I think I've mentioned in the other videos, so that's exciting. But that might be another reason why that happened. So I had a huge appetite in the second trimester. It started to go away a little bit more in the third trimester. It sort of comes and goes. I have moments where I'm quite hungry. Last night I ate a whole wood-fire pizza. That was delicious, but you know, then I was hungry again at like 11 o'clock at night. And then through the days, sometimes I just can't eat anything. I just get really nauseous. My head spins back, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. I'm very tired. I'm very close to being anemic because I can't eat meat due to pre-existing health conditions. I can't eat meat. Can eat fish, so you know, it's not all bad. But I'm very anemic. I'm trying to take lots of tablets, and you know, I would say that I'm trying to eat well on top of that to balance everything out, but it's hard because you can't stomach healthy food. Like before I was saying that I couldn't drink water in the first trimester. It's fruit and vegetables. Fruit, yes. Vegetables, like I just find it really hard to stomach them. It's very strange. I'm doing my absolute best, and I really make sure that I get those nutrients in every day for Finn, but God, it's hard. Like you just feel like gagging. Everything tastes horrendous. Hot chips are great though, like hot chips and white bread. I don't know. I really thought I was going to eat so healthy throughout my pregnancy, but I have not been able to. Yeah, I think that's it. So everything's sort of starting to come back. I'm really tired now. It's been rough not being able to catch up with people because we live quite far away from the city. We're in Sydney, but we live out in the suburbs. So, you know, a lot of the times you catch up with people in the city, and I haven't been able to catch up with any local friends really because of that. Luckily for me, a lot of my really close friends live far away, so we're used to catching up virtually anyway, which is quite nice because I can keep in contact with them and ask them questions, and I've had so many questions. Thank you to all the people that are already mums out there that have helped me so much, because I don't know how people could get through this on their own, like the people that have done it early and been able to be there for me and answer all my questions when I'm nervous, and if I'm like, I can't feel him. One day I thought he'd been moving a lot and I thought I couldn't feel him. So my friend said, you know, like nobody's going to judge you if you want to go and get an extra scan and, you know, just check on him. And if you tell them that you're a bit worried, then they're just going to like breeze you right through, which they did. So that was really nice. We're public healthcare, and so far our experience has been fantastic. Yeah, I think that's it for pregnancy symptoms. Not any super weird cravings, raspberries, ice cream, salty things. I could stomach spicy things a lot more, which was weird. That's how I know it's my husband's baby, because he loves spicy things, whereas I couldn't really ever stomach them before, and now it's like I just can't. It cannot be hot enough. Which is great for the heartburn. It's been quite bad. Some nights I have to sleep propped up. Obviously peeing all the time. That's not a myth, that's true. You can pee all the time. I pee 4 or 5 times a night, which is a lot. And, you know, touches of insomnia here and there. I know people have it a lot worse than me, and I feel for them, because not sleeping really is rough, especially considering that we're going to spend the next year and a half of our lives not sleeping. I think that's probably it. I've already gone way longer than I expected to for this video. But I just want to say that if you want to stick with me, the next video that I make will include my husband answering a couple of questions with me about what he thinks about pregnancy and, you know, raising our baby and that sort of thing. I think that I'm going to get better at these videos the longer that I go. I'll try and make them more engaging. I'm going to get better at editing. It's going to be so much fun, and I really hope that you will come along on this journey with me. I'm not always going to be sitting down in a room. It's actually, is it dark outside? Oh, no, it's not. It feels like daylight savings times really mess me up. It feels like it's dark. It feels like it's bedtime, but I think it's like 5 o'clock. Yeah, so subscribe is what I'm trying to say. Subscribe to my channel so that I can keep, you know, growing and learning and whatever with you guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Yeah, I hope that you come back and watch it again, because like I said, it's going to get better, and they're not always going to be this bloody long. See ya.